So before we start this video, this is a little bit weird, because if you watched last week's video on the Universe Collection Bird of Prey, I've joined the Eaglemoss affiliate program, which means that if you choose to buy this model because of this video, there's a link in the description that's an affiliate link, meaning I'll get a 7% commission if you choose to purchase this model via that link. It also means that Eaglemoss may send me some ships in the future, but this ship itself was purchased by me with my own money. Eaglemoss had nothing to do with it. And it's interesting because some people might be concerned that, well, it does affect my integrity. You can't be 100% certain that I'm not biased by those potential gains. Except in this video, you can be, because I actually bought this model, received it, owned it for several weeks, and recorded the video you're about to watch, and edited the video you're about to watch, and then Eaglemoss emailed me accepting me into the affiliate program. So the video you're about to watch was made before I knew any of that, so it'd be very impressive if I was biased by those potential gains. But I still have to disclose the fact that I may receive monetary benefits from that, so that's why this section is here. Also, this is sitting next to the Bird of Prey. One, because I literally just finished recording last week's episode, and two, so you can get this size comparison that, well, basically you'll see in a bit. So with that out of the way, I hope you enjoyed the video you're about to watch, and I hope this audio transition isn't jarring. So remember back when the La Sirena was pretty big, and then the Zhang He came and we went, oh whoa, that's like real big. Well, today we've got the XL La Sirena, which fell off its desk. This desk is crowded. So yes, today we're going to take a look at the XL La Sirena, which is significantly bigger than the normal La Sirena. As you can see, while I'm doing these comparisons, it's going to be hard to get everything on screen. It is bigger than the Zhang He. It is significantly bigger than the Zhang He. And the Universe Collection is quite big, you know, at least these two models so far. So, as I clear some space, you may be wondering just exactly how big is this model in terms of the other collections? Well, anybody remember Starbase 1? Bet you didn't think you'd be seeing that. I'm not even gonna attempt this without a lot of cinematography, but it is like Starbase 1 scale big. That is the sort of thing we are talking about today. It is almost exactly the length of the XL Disco Prize. Actually here, there's a great view. Those actually look real good together. And consequently, it's also exactly the same size as the original and refit Constitution classes in their XL sizes. And furthermore, this thing is Enterprise E levels big. I should really be displaying these sideways now. There we go, yeah. This ship, this model at least, is XL Enterprise E big. So this is one of the largest ship models in the collection. It is bigger than the XL Voyager, the XL Akira, the XL Enterprise C it is bigger than, which astounded me. It doesn't quite match up to the Chiron. It is also slightly smaller than the Ship of the Dead, as you can see, and consequently, it is ever so slightly smaller than the XL Discovery. But still, it's not by much. It really is hitting in that class of models. But enough of a ship measuring contest. The real question here is, how do these two models compare? I mean, just looking at this shot, there's your thumbnail for you. But they just don't compare. I've done a video on the small La Sirena before, a link right there and in the description, if you really want to see details about that. I'll reference it, but I'm primarily going to focus on the big one. I'll compare them when I think it's necessary. But the biggest improvement is the original La Sirena. Mine, and since I found out, apparently everyone's has this misprint where the detailing stops right there. on the starboard wing, not the port. The XL La Sirena does not have that issue. As you can see, it's got all the same beautiful detailing as the small version did. It's still got your lovely and, of course, slightly more detailed La Sirena logos. I have noticed that on both the models, actually, it's flipped on this one, which is a bit disappointing. Pretty sure the show doesn't have that, and it's not here. Like, I understand why it happens. You just flip it so it gets on that side, but it should be pretty easy to just mirror that image as well. It's not, what, here, I've just mirrored this image. But, yeah, that is something to note. But it's both of the models. It also didn't fix the problem I had with these being a bit smaller than the holes they're made for, the little force fields. But I think just because it's a slightly bigger model, that gap is smaller relative to, like, the total size of the ship. So it doesn't bother me as much in the XL model. The original La Sirena is almost entirely metal, and it's similar for here. It's got quite a It's got quite a nice weight to it, but it's not as metal, proportionally speaking, as the small one. I think it'd just be too heavy otherwise. But this whole main body and these nacelle wing bits are metal. I don't think the bottom bit is metal, just judging by temperature. I think somewhere it becomes metal plastic. And of course these little wing bits aren't metal, they're plastic. But basically everything else is metal, and so the model does really have a good weight to it. And if it was all metal, I think it'd kind of be too heavy, almost like the Enterprise J has from memory, the XL one. The underside is, of course, still beautifully detailed. You've got the lovely red, white pattern, so it'll stand out as a model. As my partner, who recently saw my Starship collection again, described it, the Star Wars-y look. The engines are all still just as there on the XL. They're the same as the small La Sirena, so they're both screen accurate. They're just a bit bigger. You can make out some of the smaller ones. And I will say that this XL La Sirena replaced the small one on day one. I mean, just looking at them now, the small La Sirena is puny. It's been packed, you know, almost immediately after I got it, when I got the big one. Just because I don't have room for all the ships in my little, you know, my parents' basement. But particularly after this little error mark has been fixed, if you're going to get one of these two ships, I would definitely say the XL one you should get. I still think, you know, the $9-10 for the Universe collection as your first issue is enough just to eventually, I'm pretty sure the whole Universe collection is discounted anyway, like Discovery was, but just to get that free inquiry class, like the other variant down the line in a year's time, you know, I'd still say it's worth start the little $10 for the small one, buy the big one. But the big one is just definitely a better model. I think it's more value for your money as well, especially given the, I think it's about $20 price difference between them, with that error on here and not on here. If you're gift giving and you're thinking maybe, I think the about $75 is a bit steep. I don't know. It's definitely a high quality model. Like if they're into Star Trek Picard, whoever you're buying for, they'll definitely love this gift. They'll probably also love this one, to be fair, although that's a problem. But if you really like them, definitely this would not be a bad purchase at all. I don't have too much to say over the detailing in the model itself. It's brilliant. I think it's actually a bit better than the small one, because if you look on here, it can be rather dense, and kind of that airbrushing, weathering work pops out a bit more than on the top of here, where it is more subtle, and I think more how you'd expect on an actual 1-to-1 size ship. It's still got a little bit of that pink bleed through on the white. I mean, if you stare at it long enough, this is great, actually. This doesn't really have it. But if you stare at these bits long enough, you'll kind of start seeing it as pink more than red. But if you're just appreciating the model as a whole, I don't notice it. I don't really have a problem with it. But I don't have much to say on the actual artwork and detailing because it's the same as the small one. It's got all the same details, all the same nooks and crannies. It's just bigger, and of course that's always gonna allow you to add a little bit more, if not detail, more accuracy, more pronounced detail, I think is what I'm looking for. Also, if you're wondering why I haven't compared this to issue 3 of the Universe Collection in size, it's because I don't have it yet. I'm recording this a little bit in advance. And so, even though you've probably seen that video, I don't have my Bird of Prey yet. And I hope you'd enjoyed this video. But a little bit of housekeeping first is next week, look at my calendar, it's currently planned to be a comparison between the Discovery XL and normal class. I actually have a lot to say about that. Normal size, sorry. But also, Lower Decks starts. Star Trek is back next week, starting Thursday. And I plan on doing reaction videos to all the new Treks when they come out. Hopefully the Friday after the episode comes out. So next week, Lower Decks will come out, then the next day I want to get my reaction video out. It might be the Saturday or even the Sunday if I'm real busy. But, you know, just because of production times, they come out so late on Thursday. But I'm going to aim for the day after, get a reaction video up as a new standard standard format. Every week there's a Star Trek. So if you're looking forward to that, you want to see my opinions on any of the Star Trek shows, more Eaglemoss ships, they won't get replaced, the Monday release schedule won't change at all, but that is what the channel is going to look like moving forward. So if you enjoyed that video, if you have any more questions on the model, just ask me in the comments below. If you want to see me cover any specific model, just let me know. I probably have it. I have about half the collection for all of them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time and next week for the return of Lower Decks. I just had a heart attack because I didn't see the red blinking dot on my I thought I wasn't recording that, but I was, as you can quite clearly tell.